this was amazing. I've never been more impressed than I have been with this one result that has been absolutely game-changing for me as a narrative filmmaker. Whatever the thumbnail says, I genuinely meant it. I wasn't blowing smoke about this. So this is a big day. I genuinely have discovered something really, really exciting. And it was whilst I was going through Runway's own training material, I thought I ought to educate myself, you know, because maybe it's the user that's the problem instead of the tool. And so I thought I can't really criticize Lou Merkling, Gen-3 and their video options if I haven't actually figured out how to use them properly. So I went to Runway, I went to the training material, I started going through it, but it led me down a rabbit hole. And as I got to the part that was talking about an over-the-shoulder shot, I thought, over-the-shoulder shots get a little bit annoying because most of the generative AI tools that are out there, they're brilliant, but you can tell across the board that there is a void in their management and development team where an experienced storyteller, a narrative filmmaker ought to be. These guys need somebody on the team, either as a consultant or full-time, who is talking them through what narrative filmmakers need. And here's a great example. Over-the-shoulder shots. Most of the time, it's just a shot from behind the character. But in filmmaking and television, an over-the-shoulder shot is one of the core foundational building blocks of narrative film and television, because it's basically a conversation where you've got two people sitting opposite each other, and it's as if the camera is over the shoulder of one of the characters, so that you're like the third person in this little intimate conversation that they're having. And that's where over the shoulder comes from, literally putting a camera over the shoulder of one person whilst the other one's talking to them, and then another one on the other side, so you get both sides of the conversation. Anyway, I discovered that if I added the word conversation, I got much better results. Over the shoulder conversation shot. I tried that in Midjourney, and that gave me some really great results. It started to look like that. You have to include two people, and I found that if I gave lots of description for the person that I wanted to be looking at, and only superficial descriptions of the person whose back of the head should be in the shot, then the AI seemed to know who I was focusing on. Then I found that eye contact was weak. Eye control is a really, really big deal. I found that if I included in the prompt for the original Midjourney still shot, strong contact with or something that reinforced the idea of strong eye contact with the person that they're speaking to, that improved the results as well. One of the things I learned from the Runway training material is that it's better to have positive prompts rather than negative prompts. So tell the AI where the eyes should be going rather than don't look at the camera. So I got this result and I thought, right, let's pull that now into Runway and see what happens if I say they are having an argument. And so I added in the words over the shoulder conversation shot. I added the words normal speed. I've never tried that before. Normal speed. You know how it's slow motion all the time? AI is always slow motion. Drives me up the wall. Just normal speed. This seemed to work. I need to play around with that a lot more to see if the words normal speed colon actually gives normal speed. If it does that consistently, that is a massive breakthrough. Anyway, this is great because when I pulled the still image from Midjourney into Runway Gen-3 and ran it through with this prompt, this was amazing. In all of the generative stills and videos that I've created whilst on this AI journey, I've never been more impressed than I have been with this one result that has been absolutely game-changing for me as a narrative filmmaker. The plausibility of the speech is looking great. She is in a bad mood with him. She's having a go. She's speaking actual words. I don't know what the words are, but this actually looks like AI video looking like an actual human conversation. This basic stuff is fundamentally important to a narrative filmmaker. Forget all of the big, explosive, dramatic, weird, wild, wonderful stuff. That has its place too. But if I can't have a talking shot that is plausible and believable and authentic, that's the stuff that connects everything else together. We're finally getting there. And then I saw lip sync. Lip sync? So I had to try the lip sync. I recorded my own voice, ran it through 11 Labs, gave myself a Matilda voice, and let's see.
Well, big fat hairy boo-hoo. Take a hike, little boy.
That worked all right.
Well, big fat hairy boo-hoo. Take a hike, little boy. You're sniffing around the wrong flower bed.
Okay, it's not perfect. That's not the point. That's really close to being something viable. It needs some background sounds. It needs to be played around. But there's possibilities there. Do you know what would be brilliant? If you could type in the text that you want somebody to say, your character, and then have them lip sync that when the image to video is being generated in the first place. Oh, what if? Let's try that. I typed in the same prompt, but this time I added in the words, she is shouting the words big fat hairy boo-hoo at the young man. And what I got was this. It was a nice idea. Okay, perhaps I'm stretching the tool a little bit too far, but what if? I mean, we've got generative tools now where you can type in the text that you want to appear on screen and it appears on screen. Wouldn't it be brilliant to get to the point where you can upload an image and then type in the prompt, tell the prompt what you want the character to say, and then the audio of the words as well.
Big fat hairy boo-hoo.
There's possibilities here. Oh, we're so close to being able to use this